Well, today is our opening of our Sew Sampler box from Fat Quarter Shop, and I have been looking forward to opening this. I have had it for about 5 days, and I'm just now getting ready to open it. Just very busy this time of year, and probably a lot of you are really busy too, especially if you like to be outside and in the garden. So I was sick for a couple of days, and then I've been trying to get some videos edited and on. When you're sick, you can't get that stuff done, so I got behind with that. And then just keeping up with the grass and the lawn and the yard, trying to keep that mowed. We're working on our garden, just everyday things, just like all of you. But I think we're getting to kind of back to where I was, and I'm getting back on track. So today what we're going to do is we're going to open this Sew Sampler box, and then we're going to talk a little bit about some of our videos that we've had in the past and some questions and comments that you've asked. And also at the very end, I will be sharing some of your finishes that you shared with me on my Facebook page, and I'll be putting those pictures up. So stay to the very end to see those. I love it when you share your projects with me because I love seeing the different fabrics you use. And sometimes you put a little spin on it that's even different. So I love that. Keep sharing those. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a Facebook page that's called Blue Rooster Farm. And if you go to that and find on there the release of the video from the project that you've made, just in the comments below, you can add a picture and a comment, and that way everybody can see what your project looks like finished, and we love to see it. The reason I have that page, and there's lots of reasons, but you can't share that in the comments on YouTube. So fortunately, we do have the Facebook page where you can share that, and I really enjoy seeing those. And that's one of the main reasons I made the Facebook pages, so I could communicate with you and you can leave pictures and comments of things that you have made. So be sure to keep sharing. Also in this video, I am going to be sharing a sneak peek of our April dish mat. I know a lot of you have been asking, are you doing a dish mat for April? And yes, and it's coming out after this video. And so I will be sharing a sneak peek of what that looks like. So be sure you stick around to the end if you want to see those things. So I have no idea what we're going to be getting in our Sew Sampler box. I have not watched any of the reveal videos, and I don't even remember what the clue was that they shared with us, but let's open it and find out. Now remember, these are monthly boxes, and I believe they are, I say $29.95 and then $5 shipping, so, and then a little tax. And so when you add all that up, I think this cost me about $37, somewhere in that range. And so I really enjoy this box because you get lots of things that are just coming out, and you get a little sampling of all different kinds of fabrics and fabrics that you normally wouldn't purchase for yourself. So it helps you to try out new things. So our box this month is called Just Desserts. Well, you know I like my desserts. It says celebrating 9 years. So this is their 9th birthday for the Sew Sampler box. It's April 2025. And let's check out and see what we have on the back here. It looks like we have a promo code that is hidden inside of our box with a scratch off card. So I'm going to uncover my mystery savings and see what awesome deal I'm going to get with my scratch off card. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Kimberly Jolly says that we're so grateful to kick off our 9th year of the Sew Sampler subscription box with you, our wonderful quilting friends. We're all about bringing you the best, brightest, and freshest fabrics and notions out there. We can't wait for you to discover what we have in store for you this year. From myself and the whole crew at Fat Quarter Shop, thank you for continuing this journey with us. Happy quilting, Kimberly Jolly. So that's really nice. There is a tutorial for a totally sweet and useful tote bag. and it's by Sherry McConnell of A Quilting Life. And she has given us the scan to watch that tutorial. And and it can be made using the fabric that we get in this box. I'm pretty sure that's available to everyone. So just go over to Sherry McConnell's blog, A Quilting Life, and I think she'll have a link for that. And then look up the 2025 Charity Quilt Along with the scan on here. And then it says May 10th is Jolly Bar Day. And they have a special live stream on Saturday as we celebrate our very first Jolly Bar Day. We'll highlight everything Jolly Bar to give you tons of scrumptious quilty ideas and some super sweet savings. And so that will be May 10th. And I'm sure that everybody can watch that. So we'll have to watch for our card in here to see how much we have scored for our savings. So let's see what we've got here. Let me get our little, there's always a little card in here that explains what you have. And the first thing I see at the top here is Superior Pima thread. And it is 100% Pima cotton. It's 50 weight, 1,200 yards, and it's a nice off-white color, not pure white, but it's a good color, perfect for my sewing. And it says, just like icing on a cake, you can't wrap up a quilt without thread. This 50 weight Pima natural white cotton thread by Superior Threads is a staple for piecing, quilting, and general sewing. With a whopping 1,200 yards of strong 2-ply American-grown Pima cotton. It's perfect for both top thread and bobbin thread. So sweet. And its value is $11.98. Very good. The next thing we have, let's just take this off right here. This right here, Fabric Label Sticker Pack by Fat Quarter Shop. And it looks like these stickers have collection, designer, project, size, whether it's starched or not, whether it's pre-washed or not. And I'm assuming you put that on your fabric so that you know what that fabric is. And there's a stack of these stickers in here. Let's see, it doesn't say how many. Let's see what it says here. On this, it says Fabric Label Sticker Pack. Sew Sampler got it first. That means they're going to be carrying this in the store. So if you don't have a Sew Sampler box, you can order this from Fat Quarter Shop. Banish fabric chaos with the Fabric Label stickers from Fat Quarter Shop. These nifty little helpers stick to your fabric like a dream for as long as you like, leaving no annoying residue behind. Scribble down all the details like collection, designer, and project ideas. With these little labels, shopping your stash for future quilts is a piece of cake. The value of these stickers is $7.98. And again, it doesn't say how many, but it looks like there's quite a few in there. So $7.98. And I can see where this could be very useful, especially for me right now, because I have a lot of comments and questions about what fabric I used for something. And a lot of times I just pull it out of my stash. And so having a sticker on it would help me tell you what it is. A lot of times after I make a project, a lot of you will ask, what fabric is that? I love that fabric. I want to buy some just like that. And I've got to go find the fabric if I have any left and find the salvage and see who the designer was, and a lot of times it's cut off. So this would be handy to have, but I'm not that organized. I feel like I'm pretty organized, but I'm not good at keeping up with something like this. But I can see where I'm making something for a video where I will use this. So that would be a good idea. And I might even use these little stickers like in a notepad that I keep to keep, you know, that project and that video, what I used. So that might be a good use for me. But that's kind of a neat idea for, especially for people who sometimes, well, me, forget what they bought the fabric for. I do that a lot, or forget that you have the fabric. Okay, and let's see. The next thing on here is something that we can always use. These are Schmetz needles. They are Microtex, which is sharps, and they are 80/12s. So always can use those. Very good. Oh, let me give you the price on that Schmetz needles. Schmetz needles right here. It's, wow. Oh, no. I was looking at the fabric and I was like, $26 for those? No. This right here was a bonus. So we got it extra. It's $4.98. And so that was just a little bonus they stuck in. Okay. The next thing I have here is a So Charming Dresden enamel charm. And these are so fun. It's got the little clip on there that you can put it on a zipper pull. And I use these on sewing project bags and little, I guess, like cosmetic case bags that I make. They are fun to add to those, and they are really cute. So whenever I make bags, I usually put charms like that on them. And this says, and this is by Sherry and Chelsea of A Quilting Life. Well, I guess that's Sherry's. I guess Sherry and Chelsea is the designer company. But the enamel charm is so charming, don't you think? Designed by Sherry and Chelsea, this colorful enamel charm is the perfect touch for your favorite accessory. Inspired by the Dresden plates in their Raspberry Summer collection. Is that a hint? It's a must-have detail that sweetens any project, featuring their vibrant fabric collections. Try it on Sherry's tote bag, shown on this month's Another Project Idea feature. And this charm is a $13.48 value. Well, we heard a hint about the fabric there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the fabric. This is Raspberry Summer by Sherry and Chelsea. And I think this is really cute. And I can see some really cute summer projects being made with this. The colors are really vibrant. Let me read about it here first real quick. Got a sweet tooth? Dive into a burst of vibrant flavors with Sherry and Chelsea. Raspberry Summer. Their dazzling new collection from Moda Fabrics is packed with eye-popping hues and designs featuring blooming florals and intricate geometrics. The juiciest prints are hand-picked for this delightful 12-piece dessert roll. These 5-inch by width of fabric, oh, these are not jelly rolls. This is a dessert roll. These 5-inch by width of fabric strips are your ticket to a buffet of creativity. Value $26.98. So that means they are going to be about 43 inches long by 5 inches. So I'm not going to open it. I'll let you look at the color range here, and then I'll put a pretty colors. And I am going to put a picture right here to show you all the different fabrics in this line. But I love the gingham. I love gingham for summer. And there's little flowers and raspberries and little paisleys. So cute. And again, their colorways kind of coordinate, so you can add other Sherry and Chelsea fabrics to this collection. But 5 inches by width of fabric is a nice size to work with. So I am going to have to think of what I want to make if I decide not to make the pattern. We haven't seen the pattern yet, so let's check it out. This pattern is called Dahlia, and it's really pretty. I like that block. Okay, if you want to make this 52.5 by 52.5, which is a small lap, you will need this pack of dessert roll and 2 3/4 yards of background and border and 5/8 yards binding. And then if you want to have a larger lap, which I would probably do, 52.5 by 68.5, you would need this dessert roll, could also be used for that, but you will need 3 1/4 yards of background and border and 5/8 of a yard of binding. So that would be a really nice quilt. Let's look and see if it's a very difficult one to make. It doesn't look to be. We've got a lot of snowballing the corners. And they're doing a flying geese, but they're snowballing the corners. But you could also use a flying geese instead of snowballing if you prefer. But it would be very easy to put together. Very easy. It's so pretty. So that would be a neat one. I like that one. All right, so we've got that pattern. Let me just tell you real quickly, that has a $9.98 value. Okay. Then we have our new block of the month, and I have seen this block on Kimberly's Friday morning show that she does on YouTube, and so she's been showing this for quite some time. The blocks in this quilt, or at least this block, is 18.5 by 18.5, and the quilt along is called Flowering. And that's really pretty. So I'm assuming we're going to be having flowers of some sort in this quilt. And that one is not a hard quilt to make, or quilt block to make. Looks pretty basic. You do have a 6.5 by 6.5 star, sawtooth star in the middle. And then you build out from there. So that will be very pretty. And the line that she's using to make her quilt, Kimberly Jolly, is Summertime by Camille Ross Kelly. But you can use any kind of fabric you want. So we'll see if we like that quilt as we go. I never start the quilts, or I haven't yet, just because I'm so busy. But a lot of times I will make them after I see them, and so that one looks like a cute one. I love the basket one. I'm wanting to make the basket one too. So we have one thing left, and that's our Sew Sampler Mystery Coupon 2025, and it looks like this. And it says Sew Sampler Mystery Coupon, and on the back we have a scratch here. Limit 1 per customer. Only 1 coupon can be used per order. It expires May 30th, 2025 at midnight Central Standard Time. Okay, well, let's scratch it and find out. So I've just got to scratch that little box right there. Let's see what we got. Okay. Mine is a free Kimberly's Color stash and store with purchase of $40 or more. Okay, I'm going to have to look and see what stash and store is. I'll put a picture of it right here if I can find it. But I'm thinking that might be like a little basket or something to keep fabric or something in. So we'll see if I'm right, but I'll put a little picture right here. So what do you think of this month's box? I really like it. You know, anytime we get some of the basics, I like it because we can all use needles and we can all use thread. And then, of course, the fabric, perfect. And I love the charms. I'll see if I am able to continue to use these. I'll try them, and a lot of times I start trying something and then I just forget to keep using it. But this is a good idea. Some people will find it very useful. We'll see if I like it or not. But I think this is a great box. I am going to put the total cost of the contents in this box right here to see if it's a good deal, and I'm sure it is. So I hope you enjoyed this box opening. And again, if you're interested in these, I'm right now not an affiliate of this shop. I just enjoy them, and I think they're a really good company. But it's Fat Quarter Shop. So you can just Google that, and Fat Quarter Shop online store will have these. Well, now I'm going to regroup just a little bit, and then I'm going to bring you back, and we're going to do a little quilty chat and talk about some of the things that we've been doing and answer some of your questions. So I'll be right back. Okay, I've got all reorganized, and I think we're ready. So the first thing we're going to talk about is this quilt right here. So in my intro, I have this quilt, and I've had a ton of people asking me what pattern it is and where they could get the pattern. And it is something that I just designed on my own for myself. Did I do it last year? I think I did it last summer. And I just had some inspiration from some other quilts that I had seen, or some blocks that I had seen that I wanted to use in a quilt, but I needed to resize and redo them. So the first thing, if you are wanting this bird pattern right here, it's a really cute bird pattern. This is a Tilda free block. If you go to Tilda, Tilda, and if you Google it, it'll be Tilda Fabrics, and she has a ton of free projects and free blocks and really, really cute things, and that's one of them, and you can get the block for that. And I don't remember if I had to resize it to fit. I can't remember. I think I had a block, and I'm not sure which block I was using, that I was trying to resize so that all of them could fit. And I didn't keep any notes or anything on it. I just did it as I just made it up as I went. But I don't know if that's the actual size of the block or not. It may be, it may not be, but it's a really cute block. And there's some really cute bumblebees and things like that, flowers, things like that. So go check her site out. You'll find lots of freebies. And then the flag is just one that I've made up and put a different, easy, simple block in. I think I did a friendship star and a, whatever those are called. Not windmill. Well, whatever that's called. And then I did a cherry block and a strawberry block, and just kind of scattered them throughout, and then just used this chain block between each of them. My fabrics for the background are just a bunch of scraps that I had. Some of them are more cream, some of them are more white, some of them are white on white, some of them are cream with white on them. So I just tried to use up a lot of the scraps that I had for those. Used a lot of reds from my stash in this quilt. So I really like it. It's very bright and cheery, and just reminds me of summertime. So if you liked it too, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I may make something similar to this in the future and make a pattern to share with you, but right now I have nothing for this one. But if you're good at making your own quilts and figuring out things, you can look at it and probably figure it out. So that is this quilt, and I hope that answers everybody's question. Another question that everybody's asking, or not everybody, but a large number of people who are new to my channel, is where are the January tea towel of the month and January dish mat of the month? And we didn't start in January, we started in February. So I hope to continue all the way through, and then we'll do a January 2026, and that will give us 12 towels. So for those of you that were wondering about that, there is no video yet, but there will be. Hopefully, nothing changes in our lives. And then while we're talking about dish towels of the month, since our last quilty chat, we did this really cute little duck one that I think everybody really enjoyed making. I had a really enthusiastic group of viewers who were making this and commenting, and I really like it too. I think it came out very nice. It's been used, it's been washed, and still comes out really nice. So this one is fun. And then I just put out the other one a week or so ago, and that was the tulip one for May. And so lots of people have been making this one. And one viewer, she made her own towel, and I wish I wrote down her name, but she knows who she is. She shared this on Facebook. So if you go to my Facebook page, you can see a picture of hers. She made a really cute towel. And then she shrunk this design down, and you just need to reduce the size of it for both sheets, and made it just a little smaller so it would fit on her tea towel, and it looked really cute. I had thought about shrinking this design down originally, but I didn't want to get it so small that some of our beginning applicators couldn't do it. So I figured that if you were an applicator, you probably knew you could shrink it down and use it. But the ribbon takes quite a bit of little stitches, and so I didn't want to make it too hard. And we did the little rickrack on this one, and that was fun too. So that was this one. And those of you still asking about the towels, I just get mine right now from the Mennonite store in our area. I know lots of quilt shops carry really nice towels, but you can get cheap ones that I've used in the past and I have no problem with whatsoever, from Walmart, from Target. And I usually put a link in my notes in the description box that shares that information, so you can find them there. Another one of our videos that we just did was for the labels, and you guys, you had such a great outpouring of kind comments. I'm so glad that you liked this. Now, this is just a sheet that you will find in that video that you can print out and make your own if you don't feel comfortable using Canva. But I did walk you through Canva for those of you who wanted to learn, and I'm so glad that you guys were appreciative of that and wanted that, because I wanted to give you guys the ability to make your own. So they are so fun to make, and I'm just looking to see if I can pull one out of here. So you can put them on ribbon, and I have been corrected. This is called grosgrain ribbon. And so I was calling it gross grain ribbon. So I appreciate those of you who corrected me after about 60 years of calling it. I guess not, I wasn't talking when I was, but after many years of calling it gross grain ribbon, I was corrected. So thank you for that correction. And then you could also use linen fabric to put them on, like this one. You can use a twill fabric, a twill ribbon, like this one. And so these are a lot of fun, and I am trying to remember to get them on all of my projects now. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job. If I forget, I can open up my seams and I can stick it in and I can get it back on, but it's nice to remember to put it on the first time. And like here's one that I had made early on. It's a Blue Rooster one, and it says KJH 2025 on this one, and it looks like that. The other video that we had was for the quilt block layout boards, the quilt boards, and I had a great outpouring of appreciation for these two. I really appreciate you guys commenting and letting me know that you like my ideas. That way I know that I can continue making stuff for you that kind of goes along with this. You know, if you're not interested, I'm not going to make it because you don't want to know. So I'm really glad that you're letting me know what you like. And these are a lot of fun, and I've been using these a lot now that I've got nice clean ones, and I've made several. I also made 2 full-size ones, and you can't see them. They're on the door behind the camera here, that go across this way. I've put the felt on them. I've put the binding around them, and they are being used for just things that I need to stick up on the wall with pins, some blocks and patterns just to keep my organization in my quilt room going. And so those are real handy. I also, this last month, I guess, did a quilting board on my wall here. So I have a whole 4-foot section from the ceiling to the floor, place to lay blocks and to place out my quilts, and that's a lot of fun. Sometime I'll give you a tour of my sewing room. It's not a big room, and as you can see, I'm pretty tight in here. In fact, this room would be considered the parlor, I think, of this house, since it's from the 1880s. The original front doors would be right in front of me, and then it goes off to other large rooms or larger rooms like a living area and stuff. But this would be the parlor, and it's big enough to get my big long arm in, and my sewing table and my cutting table and a couple of little machines, but it is close quarters. And I keep telling my husband, you know, maybe we should bump out the house a little bit. Of course, I'm just joking, but this house is plenty big for us. But it is close in here with all of the machines, but it's just right for what I need. So this is getting some of the last few things that I've wanted to add to my quilt room, and I'm glad to have that. I also purchased just recently a Husky workbench table, because I had 2 tables here, and they were just about the same size, not quite, that I had going across here, and I wanted to clean it up a little bit and make it a little nicer. And this Husky workbench has the adjustable height, so I can stand if I want to stand for a while sewing. I could just crank it up with everything on it, no big deal. And it's got 2 nice long drawers here, and it will also go to the height of my cutting table if I need a longer stretch here. So I'm really enjoying this too, and I'm excited to have that. So I'm just kind of getting things a little better organized. I kind of organize my sewing room probably every couple of months, because I see that something else will work, and so it's just my normal organize again. Then we had a video on the Gather Round Table Runner that I think everyone enjoyed, and I know a lot of you were saying that you were making this, and I just used haberdashery fabric. And if you're interested in this pattern, it is a free one from Moda. And if you're interested in a step-by-step walkthrough on how to put the blocks together, you may go to my channel and find this video. It was just put out a couple of weeks ago, and it will be helpful if you're a new sewer to put this one together. It's not hard to put together as long as you know, pay attention to where your block layout is. But I had a lot of fun, and I really like this one, and I'm anxious to get this one out. I need to decorate for summer, and so this one will be going out real soon on my dining room table. Another video I just released was the video for the silicone mats, and lots of people were really excited about this. And I tell you, I love these. And again, they aren't real thick. I use them as I put my hot casseroles right out of the oven on them, and I have not had any trouble. We don't have stone countertops or anything like that. We just have the laminate, and I've not had any problem. They're also going to be great when I start canning and having jars coming right out of the hot water to set on this. That way it won't be getting wet all over my counter. So if you're interested in making these and haven't seen this video, it is just probably a week and a half or 2 weeks ago that I did this. And I also said that you can make any sizes, and I've made pot holders that go together super easy. You just follow the same directions for your pot holder. You just cut your strips a little different sizes, and it's easy to figure that out. Then the one that I just released was the Brownies and Buttercup block. And if you enjoy sewing different blocks, this Buttercup block was really cute. I'm doing a lot of spring blocks right now, and I'm going to turn this one into a pot holder. And I may do a video on how to turn a quilt block into a pot holder here soon. That might be something that especially newbies would be interested in doing. But this, I have free cutting directions and a free layout on this. So if you're interested in that, this one was just a few days ago, and so you can find that. And I think we are all caught up on all of our videos. And now here's your sneak peek for your May dish mat. And this one has fig tree. Jelly and jam, I believe, is the fabric. So I hope that you like that dish mat. I hope to have it out this Saturday, and so that you can get it made for May. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Also, don't forget to like and share. Those help me out a lot and get this channel shared throughout YouTube land. Also, I want to thank a very sweet viewer at No Name Given at Birth, sent a super chat, and she said, thanks so much for this tutorial. And that was the one on the labels, quilt labels, and the tags. And she says, I want to sew gifts for a family get together this summer and now know how to make customized labels to put on them. Also just subscribed. So thank you very much at No Name Given at Birth. That was really sweet of you. Also, if you're wanting to see the finished projects of viewers, don't leave yet, because at the end I will be sharing all of those projects that were finished and shared with me on my Facebook page, Blue Rooster Farm. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and as always, I hope to see you back here soon. Thanks for watching.